Hi again. We're doing our video today about bolts. And we have a wide variety of bolts here and a wide variety of sizes. I'm just going to give you a couple of pointers about bolts. One of the first things we ask a customer when they call us is, what size bolt do you want? And the size of the bolt is measured by the diameter of the thread, not by the size of the wrench or socket used to take it off. A lot of people will call me up and say that they need a 3/4 inch bolt because that's the wrench they use to take the old one off, or in fact they need a 3/8 diameter bolt because that's the diameter of the thread. But one of the most important things having to do with bolts is what they're made out of and what you're using them for. We generally like to give you what it is you're replacing. So what we need help from you is to identify the bolt by the markings on the head. This particular bolt right here is a grade 8 bolt. A grade 8 bolt has 5 hash marks on the top of the bolt. A grade 5 bolt has 3, and those are the two most common bolts that we sell. Grade 8 is stronger than a grade 5. The way we measure a bolt, after you determine the thread size, and this thread size happens to be 3/4 of an inch, you measure the length of the bolt and you measure it underneath the head. So the length of this bolt is 6 inches. So this is a 3/4 by 10 threads per inch, so 3/4 10 by 6 inches long. The thread count per inch is sometimes difficult to tell, but in most cases it's a difference between coarse and fine thread. So just a couple of other bolt varieties that we have here. These two bolts are both 3/4 10 thread. This one has a marking of A325, which is a structural marking for structural steel. And the difference between this bolt and this bolt primarily is the fact that this head is oversized, which makes it an A325 bolt. You'd need a bigger wrench to take off that bolt, and sometimes that helps us determine that it's an A325. But we have to match the head marking, especially if you're doing a job for the DOT or other government agencies when they specify the bolt. But there's galvanized bolts, there's zinc-plated bolts, there's stainless steel bolts, there's metric bolts. This happens to be a metric bolt. That's the stainless steel bolt. And we also have a wide variety of bolts. This one is a carriage bolt. Notice the mushroom-shaped head with the hex underneath, the square underneath, which generally would sit in a square hole on metal, or it would push into wood, and it would keep the bolt head from spinning as you're tightening it. We have lag bolts, and all this is available at A&A Industrial Supply of Tewksbury. Thank you for viewing.